Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's upload we are going to be going over the best Warzone Season 4 classes in Modern Warfare. Season 4 brought in some new weapons into Modern Warfare, and one of those weapons is actually very good. It fits perfectly within the meta. I wouldn't say it's better than the Grau, but it definitely competes with the Grau. So I wanted to show you guys a best class setup for that weapon, as well as some other good class setups that you guys should be using in Warzone for those high kill games and those dubs. Before we hop into the best class setups in Warzone, if you guys could leave a like on the video, that would be greatly appreciated. Helps out the channel a ton. My content is pretty much anything that helps you improve at Call of Duty, so if you want to get better at Call of Duty and help me reach 1,000 subscribers, I would appreciate if you guys could hit that subscribe button. But anyways, let's hop right into this best class setup video. So let's first start it off with my M4/HDR class. This class is pretty much for if you want to be like a slow sniper, you don't want to be aggressive at all, you just want to lay back, let the enemies come to you. So as you guys can see, I have the M4 and the HDR. What I do actually recommend more is to have the, what's it called? That's the Galil, but CR56 AMAX. I actually recommend having this. This is better than the M4 in my opinion, but if you don't have it unlocked, I recommend using the M4. So I got the M4, the HDR. For the perks, I'm running Cold-Blooded, Overkill, and Amped. Since you are going to be playing slower with this class, you want to make sure you have Cold-Blooded, because if you're facing another sniper with a thermal, you want to make it so they can't see you as well. Say this is more of like an aggressive class, I actually recommend having EOD on, but since you're going to be sitting back and sniping people, I recommend having Cold-Blooded. And then of course perk 2 is Overkill, so you can have the two primaries, and then perk 3 is going to be Amped, so you can switch between your weapons in a jiffy. For the lethal, you want to do C4, and then the tactical is going to be Heartbeat Sensor. These two things are a staple across all of the classes. And now that you guys got an overview of the class setup, let's get into the loadout on the M4. So on the muzzle, I like to do the Monolithic Suppressor. This is going to increase my damage range and keep me off the radar. For the barrel, I like to do the stock M16 Grenadier. This barrel is also going to increase my damage range. It's going to help me control my recoil and increase the bullet velocity. So overall, this barrel is amazing. You are going to lose a little bit of your ADS speed, but that doesn't matter as much in Warzone as it does in multiplayer. For the underbarrel, I like to do the Commando foregrip, just because since I am using no optic on this M4, the iron sights do bounce around a decent amount, so when you have the Commando foregrip, it's going to help stabilize your shots. For the ammunition, you always want to have the highest capacity mag, and that is the 60 round mag. And I say that because in Warzone, your enemies have extra health. You have the 100 base health, and then you have an extra 150 health if they have the full armor plates. So it takes a lot of extra bullets to knock your enemies, and you don't want to have to worry about reloading, or say you down them but you need to finish them, but then you have to reload, then they get away by the time you're done reloading. You really don't want that to happen. So if you had the 60 round mag, it's going to eliminate from that. And for the laser, I did the TAC laser. This is going to increase my aiming stability and my ADS speed, making it so I can be a very aggressive player and I can still beam kids at medium and long range. Say I'm just using the M4, I'm not using a sniper as my overkill, I like to actually do the Ranger foregrip, and that is because it helps you control the recoil and your aiming stability. So it's like the Commando foregrip, but you don't get as much aiming stability, but you do get extra recoil control. But that Ranger foregrip does hurt your ADS speed, and since you're already hurting your ADS speed with the Grenadier, the Suppressor, and the 60 round mags, makes it so you can't really rush up with this weapon. You still will be really good at those medium and long range distance, but close range you're not going to be as effective. And since your secondary isn't HDR, you don't have any other weapon to help you at those close range gunfights. Therefore, I like the Commando so I can keep my ADS not so slow. So on the muzzle, of course, I do the Monolithic Suppressor, increase that damage range, and keep you off the radar. Say reasons go for the barrel, besides the keep you off the radar. This will increase your bolt velocity, your recoil control, and increase your damage range. For the laser, I do the TAC laser. This is going to increase my ADS speed and my aiming stability. When you're sniping, you don't want the crosshairs swaying around too much, so when you have this TAC laser, it's going to help really minimize that. For the optic, I do a thermal sniper scope. It just makes this gun super OP. You can see players across the map easier. Overall, it just makes this gun way better. For the stock, I do the F-TAC Stalker Scout, and this is just so I haven't increased my ADS speed, making it so I'm not so sluggish with the HDR, because all of these attachments do decrease your ADS speed besides the TAC laser. Say you really don't care about the ADS speed, you could take off the Scout, and then you could throw on the fully loaded perk. This is going to make it so you spawn in with way more ammo, because usually when you choose your loadout, you don't have any reserve ammo, so this is going to make it so you do have a reserve ammo for the HDR. And again guys, I would rather actually have the Galil, which I think is like the C456 AMAX. I'd rather have that than the M4, so here is a loadout for this gun. So on the muzzle, I like to do the Monolithic Suppressor, of course, increase your damage range, keep you off the radar. For the barrel, I do the XRK Zodiac barrel. This is going to increase your bolt velocity, your recoil control, and your aiming stability. For the barrel, I like to do the XRK Zodiac barrel. This is going to increase your damage range, your bolt velocity, and your recoil control. For the laser, I'd like to do the TAC laser just to increase to that aiming stability, make it so my iron sights won't be bouncing around as much, pretty much just turning this gun into a laser. If you're feeling too slow and you can't really rush up too much, I recommend taking off the Ranger foregrip and throwing on like the Commando foregrip. But when I have the Ranger foregrip on here, the ADS is still pretty quick. And finally, I like to do the 45 round mags. I wish this gun had like a 60 round mag. That would make this gun amazing, like way better than the M4. Still is better than the M4 in my opinion, but if you had that 60 round mag, it would just make it awesome. But the 45 round mags will do, so I like to have that just so I don't have to worry about reloading as much. So again guys, this is like a slower sniper class. If you want to let the enemies come to you, you don't want to push back, you just want to relax. And now onto the second class. This class is the complete opposite of the one I just showed you. This is like a aggressive sniper class if you want to be like in the enemy's face constantly. So for the primary, I do the MP5. Secondary is going to be the AX50. If you want to do the HDR works just as well. I just am a lot faster with the AX50, so that's why I like to do the AX50. For the perks, you are going to do EOD, Overkill, and Amp. Since you are going to be in the enemy's face more often, I like to do EOD in case they're throwing C4s at you, or if they're doing that annoying RPG spam. And then Overkill, obviously, so you can have the two primaries. And my third perk is going to be Amp for that same reason, just in case you get caught in like a jiffy. Now let's hop right into the MP5 loadout. For the barrel, I like to do the monolithic barrel. This is actually better than the monolithic suppressor if you guys did not know. As you guys can see, all it does is sound suppression and your bullet velocity gets an increase, and you're losing your ADS speed, but actually you get an increase to your damage range also. For the underbarrel, I like to do the Merc foregrip. This is going to help me control the recoil, and it's going to make it so I have an increase to my hipfire accuracy. For the ammunition, I like to do the 45 round mags, and this is for the same reasons as before, just because your enemies take more bullets to knock, so I like to have the most ammo capacity in my gun. For the rear grip, you want to do the stipple grip type. It's going to increase your ADS speed and your sprint to fire speed, which is very crucial for pretty much any weapon in the game. And for the stock, you want to do the F-tap collapsible. This is going to increase your movement speed and your ADS speed, make it so you can be very mobile with this weapon. And just so you guys know, these classes I am showing you, these are what the professionals are using. And now let's get right into the AX50 loadout. So on the muzzle, of course, monolithic suppressor increases the damage range, keep you off the radar. And then we're doing the 32-inch factory barrel. This is going to increase your bullet velocity, your recoil control, and increase your damage range. For the laser, I throw in the tac laser to increase that aiming stability, and the reason for that is so when I'm ADS with the AX50, there won't be as much sway as I would if I didn't have the tac laser. For the rear grip, I'm using the stipple grip tape. Since I am building this class so I can be an aggressive sniper, I want to be able to ADS super fast with it, so that's why I like to do the tac laser with the stipple grip tape so it has an increase to my sprint to fire speed and my ADS speed. And these same reasons go for the stock. I'm using the Singard Arms Assassin. This is going to make it so I can ADS faster. And that's going to wrap it up for the sniper classes. Now let's get on to like the red gun, overkill, red gun classes. Okay guys, the class that you see up on screen, this is the #1 class in Warzone. So as you guys can see, you have the Grau of course, and then overkill you're going to do the MP5. For the perks, I'm running double time, overkill, and amp. I'm just running double time because I'm very aggressive with this class. You could also run EOD or cold-blooded, whichever one works best for your playstyle. But since I'm super aggressive with this class, I like to do double time. And then perk 2 overkill obviously so I could have the two primaries. And then amp so I can swap between them super fast. Lethal is going to be C4 and the tactical is going to be the heartbeat sensor. So on the muzzle, of course, I got the monolithic suppressor to increase that damage range and keep me off the radar. For the barrel, I am using the Archangel barrel. This is going to increase your recoil control, your damage range, and your bullet velocity, making this a great attachment for the Grau. You could also use the Nexus barrel. This is like a lighter version of the Archangel, so you'll be able to move around faster and you can ADS faster, but you're not going to be able to laser people at those longer distances as easy as you would with the Archangel. Since I have the MP5 as my secondary, I'm going to use the Archangel barrel on the Grau so I can maximize my damage at those longer distance fights. For the underbarrel, you're going to want to use the Commando foregrip. There really isn't any recoil on the Grau, there's only a little bit of side to side recoil, so the Commando foregrip is going to completely eliminate the side to side recoil. For the ammunition, I'm using the 50 round mags. You could also use the 60 round, doesn't really matter, I'm just using the 50 so I have a little bit of a faster ADS speed. And for the last attachment, you are going to want to put on the tac laser, and just to let you guys know, this is class specific. For this class, I am showing you guys the Grau Overkill MP5. You want to use the tac laser. Say you were to have like a sniper as your secondary, so the Grau is going to be your up close weapon, and then you have a sniper for those longer distance fights. You are going to want to take off the tac laser and then add the XRK Void 2, and that is because you get a plus to your sprint to fire speed and your ADS speed, which is very helpful when you're rushing teams. But for this class, you do want to use the tac laser just so you can beam people across the map easier. So the tac laser and the Commando foregrip is going to make it so this gun pretty much has no recoil, and then the barrel and the muzzle is going to make it so you can really excel over other guns at longer distances, and the ammunition is going to make it so you never have to worry about reloading. And the secondary is going to be the MP5. I already talked about the MP5, but here's the class again. And that is going to wrap it up for the best classes in Warzone. Now I'll show you guys a pretty fun class to use. It still is super good, like it fits in with the meta, but it's not like that high tier Grau Overkill MP5 setup. And as you guys can see, that is the CR56 AMAX Overkill Uzi. This is a very fun class to use. If you're looking to have a good time, I recommend using this class. So for the primary, I am doing the CR56, secondary is going to be the Uzi, the perks I'm running double time, overkill, and amped, the lethal is going to be C4, and the tactical is going to be the heartbeat sensor. And now for the loadout on the CR56, I've already showed you guys this, I talked about it a little bit, so I'll let you guys just look at it again. I'm not going to explain everything. And now for the Uzi loadout. So on the muzzle, I always like to do the monolithic suppressor. It's a super good attachment, one of the best attachments of the game. So of course I threw it on the Uzi, increases that damage range and keeps you off the radar. For the barrel, I did the Carbine Pro. You do have to do a challenge to unlock it, but it's a pretty easy challenge, shouldn't take you too long to unlock it. But this barrel is going to increase your bolt velocity, your recoil control, and it's going to increase your damage range. So with just these two attachments, you can use this gun at medium range, which is usually unheard of with the Uzi. Since I'm not using a optic on the Uzi, I like to do the tac laser. This can increase my aiming stability and my ADS speed. The one thing I hate the most about the Uzi is the aiming stability. That's why a lot of the time I like to do a red dot sight on it, but you really don't need it if you have these attachments. So that's why I like to do the tac laser, increase the ADS speed, and increase the aiming stability. And also to help with the aiming stability, I like to do the commando foregrip. You could also do the Merc foregrip. This is very good on the Uzi. Same goes for the Ranger. The Ranger is also a very good grip that you can use on the Uzi. And for the end mission, this is game changer for the Uzi. If you don't have this attachment on the Uzi, it's literally dog shit. Don't use the Uzi if you don't have this attachment. But if you do have this attachment on the Uzi, it makes this gun amazing. It's literally almost like an MP5. I say it's better than the MP7. It makes this gun so fun to use, so I highly recommend doing the challenge to unlock this attachment and then throw on this attachment, because you will be shredding teams. And that is because it will increase your damage and your range, making it so you can really shred people with this thing. Pretty much the best way I would describe this Uzi class is like a close range AR. And there is a couple variations that you can do with the Uzi. You can take off the tac laser and then throw on like the red dot sight. You could also take off the red sight and throw on like a stipple grip tape. You can take off the underbarrel, throw on the laser, and do this class setup. You pretty much can do anything you want as long as you have the Carbine Pro, the monolithic suppressor, and the .40 round A32 round mags. And that is going to wrap it up for the best Warzone classes that you guys should be using in Season 4 of Modern Warfare. If you guys did enjoy this video at any point, a like is always appreciated. But anyways, I hope all of you have a great day, and I will see you in the next upload.